The Apple credit card just got sold, and here's exactly what nobody else is telling you about it. Yeah, you heard me right. Your Apple credit card just got sold. Not might be sold, sold. Goldman Sachs is handing over your account to Chase right now. And if you have an Apple credit card, nobody explained to you what that actually means for your credit profile, your interest rate, or your credit score. I'm also going to walk you through exactly what's happening, and then I'm going to show you the math on what Chase just added to their own cards, because some of it's real value and some of it is being sold to you wrong, and I'm going to fix that on camera today. But here's why this matters if you're rebuilding or actively managing your credit. When a card gets transferred from one bank to another, the account itself doesn't just quietly change hands. There are a few things that can move your utilization, your available credit, and even the terms on your balance. And separately, Chase just rolled out new Apple-related perks on 2 of their own credit cards that a lot of people are going to jump at without doing the math first. So by the end of this, you'll know exactly what's changing on the Apple Card side, what the new Chase perks are actually worth, and whether chasing one of these cards makes sense for where you're at in your credit journey right now, or whether it's a distraction you just don't need yet. So first, let's talk about what the bank transition actually does. So here's the deal. In January of this year, Goldman Sachs announced they're handing the entire Apple Card program over to JP Chase. We're talking about a $20 billion portfolio of accounts. This is a 24-month transition, so it's not so instant. And Goldman is still operating the program day to day while this happens in the background. But understand, the card stays on the MasterCard network, so swiping doesn't change. But here's what you need to actually pay attention to if you're carrying an Apple credit card. Your creditor of record can change during a transition like this. That matters because your credit report shows one furnishing account. If the trade line gets reassigned, you want to check your payment history, your limit, and your account age all transfer correctly, because a botched account transfer is exactly the kind that can knock points off your score if it's reporting wrong. I'd be pulling your reports and watching that account closely the next several months, not assuming it's automatic and clean, because that doesn't necessarily always happen like that. And I'll be honest with you, I'm one of those people like, oh, they got it, it's gonna be under control, everything's fine. I usually like to wait at least 1 or 2 weeks after the transition has happened to make sure that everything has transitioned properly, because the first week to 2 weeks is an absolute nightmare. It's never ever an easy transition. A great example, the American Express Amazon Prime card just transferred from American Express to another bank. And it took a minute for me to actually get that credit card. I'm like, yo, where's the credit card at? We're literally down to the wire here. Haven't received it. Have no idea what's going on with it. And then they actually sent me a little packet. Hey, be on the lookout. You got a new card coming. I'm like, bro, why would you send that in the mail like that where everybody can see that? It's kind of wild. Yes, I had to open it, but you can see some of the descriptive stuff on the outside that's basically saying you've got something on the way. I'm like, credit card companies, man, they're not very smart. You would think they would be, since they're a billion-dollar industry. But now let's move on to the new Chase Apple perks, corrected. Because now, separately from that transition, Chase just refreshed 2 of their own credit cards with new Apple-specific perks. And I want to give you the real numbers because a lot of it that's floating around right now is outdated. Now the Chase Sapphire Preferred, that's the $95 a year card, just added a free year of Apple TV worth about $156, activated by December 31st of this year. If you're already an Apple One subscriber, instead you can take the $7.50 a month credit. That's an option towards that instead of the standalone Apple TV. That's roughly about $90 a year. So on top of that, the hotel credit on this card got doubled. It's $100 now, not $50 like a lot of older content is still saying. And there's a new global entry or TSA pre-check credit worth up to $120 every 4 years. Now the Sapphire Reserve, that's a $795 a year card, not $800. Now already had Apple TV and Apple Music included, which at today's price runs about $300 a year in value. Now Reserve holders can swap that for a $15 a month Apple One credit instead if that fits their subscriptions better. Now let's shift and do the annual fee math, because we actually have to do the math on the Preferred, because this is the one that most of you would realistically consider. A $95 annual fee, you're gonna get a free year of Apple TV that is worth $156. That alone already covers the fee with room to spare. And the $100 hotel credit if you travel even just once and you're not just breaking even, you're actually coming out ahead before you've even earned a single point on a purchase. Now understand, I say this every time credit meets a big number. A card with real value attached to it does you zero good if you're actually carrying a balance you can't pay off. Now, if you're in the middle of rebuilding and you're still working through old collections or charge-offs, don't let a $156 Apple TV credit talk you into opening a new account before your utilization and your dispute works are where they need to be. Because that's the same principle I walk people through inside Dispute Beast. Clean up what's already reporting against you before you start stacking new accounts on top of it. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using Dispute Beast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Tanya. Tanya's credit score went up 289 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. And Christian's credit score went up 366 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. And let's not forget about Allison. Allison's credit score went up 204 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. Dispute Beast link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. Now let's talk about the redemption myth, because here's where we need to correct something, because this is where the original version of this story gets it wrong. Chase lets you redeem ultimate reward points directly for Apple products through their portal. And it sounds amazing, buy an iPhone with your points. But every point expert who actually run the math on this agrees one thing. 1 cent per point is the floor value of a Chase point. Not a good deal. You can already cash out points at 1 cent each anytime you want. The Apple Store redemption is just letting you spend the same floor value on a phone instead of a statement credit. If you transfer those same points to travel partners, they're commonly worth close to double that. Now, don't let anyone, including that original video, sell you on this as some kind of insider move. It's definitely convenient, but it's not a discount. Now let's talk about the actual credit building path. So if you don't currently qualify for a Sapphire tier card, here's the real path, because these aren't approval cards for someone just starting to rebuild. Because Chase generally wants to see established on-time payment history and reasonable utilization before they approve a premium travel credit card like this. And Chase has its own unwritten rules about how many new accounts they approve for you in a rolling period. So timing matters. So if you're not there yet, the move isn't to apply and rack up a hard inquiry for nothing. The move is to get your utilization under 10%, ideally under 6% on the accounts you already have. Make sure anything inaccurate on your report is disputed and resolved, and build 6 to 12 months of clean payment history first. That's the boring part nobody wants to hear. But it's what actually gets you approved for cards like this instead of collecting a denial and a hard inquiry for absolutely nothing. Last part's the most important. Now let's talk about the APR risk. And I have to say this part plainly. The Apple Card itself carries a variable APR that's been running roughly between 17.9% and 27.74%. And it's all depending on your credit worthiness. That's a real number, and it will not improve just because your account gets reassigned to a new bank. If you're carrying a balance on that card, the ownership change doesn't fix your interest rate. Only paying it down does. Same goes for a new Sapphire card. The perks are only a win if you're paying the statement in full. A 156 Apple TV credit does not offset what you pay carrying a balance at 20+% APR for even a couple of months. Don't let a subscription credit distract you from the interest math. So let's do a quick recap. Here's where we landed. Your Apple Card is genuinely changing hands from Goldman to Chase over the next roughly 2 years. Watch your reports during that window. Chase's new Sapphire Preferred perks are real, and if you already qualify and pay in full, the $95 fee is easily worth it. The Apple Store point redemption is not the deal it's being sold as. Treat it like cash, not a bonus. And if you're not approved already yet, the right move is cleaning up your reports and utilization first, not applying and eating a hard inquiry. Now, if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here, because it's going to show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail your letters, and it comes with the 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.